Kentucky, and welcome to another exciting hour of Ohio Valley Wrestling. I'm Jim Cornette alongside Dean Hill to call the action here tonight on WB 34 Cable 7, and what a program tonight. Tag team tournament action begins. Russ McCullough and Shelton Benjamin versus the Disciples of Sin, and Flash and BJ Payne versus Chris Michaels and Sean Casey. Our TV main event, Nick Dinsmore faces the Collector. More big news on Friday the 13th at the Louisville Gardens, but right now the 22-year-old phenom of OVW here to open it up, and Dean Hill with the introduction.
232 pounds, this is the Damaja. His opponent escorted to the ring by the Hustler, Rip Rogers, 221 pounds, one half of the Suicide Blondes, Jason Lee. Robert Briscoe, your referee, signaling for the bell, and we're underway.
Oh, tremendous program we've got for you tonight, folks. Thank you for inviting us into your homes on WB 34 Cable 7. We saw at the top of the program, Jim Ross from the World Wrestling Federation announced the Friday the 13th main event at the Louisville Gardens. We'll have complete footage of the Demons Rampage last week, right after this contest. And Damaja now opening up on Suicide Blonde Jason Lee. Of course, Damaja suffering a controversial loss to Slick Robbie D at St. Therese Gym last Tuesday night. But right now we have been joined, and I have no idea the purpose of this, by former referee Phil Fair. Fair, you have been suspended, and now you are being adopted by Rip Rogers and become part of the Suicide Blondes team. Your boy Jason Lee there is looking in bad shape against the Damaja. My God!
That's an illegal move. Briscoe needs to disqualify the Damaja right now.
Oh, for God's sake, wait a minute. Lateral press, count of 1, 2, and no, Briscoe could not toll the 3. You never knew an illegal move when you were a referee. Now that you're suspended, I don't see why you ought to start now.
First of all, Jim Cornette, I just want to tell everybody a little story about Phil Fair. Phil Fair was never an alcoholic until he met Robert Briscoe's horse-faced sister, and she became my nagging wife.
Oh, come on!
I mean, having to be married to that woman 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, that's enough to drive any man to drink, especially when she drinks herself.
Oh, my God, look at the springboard elbow drop. What elevation from Jason Lee, and there's a count of 2, almost an upset. That was almost an upset, but Damaja still with the resilience to kick out. You can't insult Briscoe's sister, your own wife, like that.
She is an alcoholic. The woman keeps Maker's Mark in business. As a matter of fact, she's the Otis Campbell of Kentucky.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then having to deal with her 2 delinquent kids, I'm sure that Otis one is selling crack cocaine.
Wait a minute, they're 7 and 9 years old, for God's sake.
Well, kids start selling stuff earlier these days.
Oh, for heaven, you're revolting.
And also, I just want to make it official that, yes, Rip Rogers has adopted me as his son. I am now a member of the Suicide Blondes in a loving, caring family that is going to nurture me and has taken me away from that dysfunctional bunch I used to hang out with.
Oh, wait a minute, my God, they're a form of a fisherman suplex by Jason Lee. There's a lateral press in the count of 2 by Robert Briscoe, but once again, the Damaja kicks out. You are disgusting, Phil Fair. You don't deserve to be nurtured. You deserve to be horsewhipped and keel-hauled.
As a matter of fact, I might have to file a lawsuit, a restraining order against Robert Briscoe, as he has physically threatened me because I have left my wife and her 2 delinquent kids, and the rent's due.
Well, wait a minute. Why did you leave the poor woman and her children? They're not even your kids. They're her kids. It's a second marriage. Why did you leave her with the rent due in the predicament that she's in now?
It doesn't matter why I left, because I got tired of being married to her, and Dad said to leave her. That's why.
Oh, for God. You know, Dean, I think we ought to get back to the match. I'm going to tell you what right now. No, you are disgusting, Fair, and we've got Phil Fair breathing down our neck, but Jason Lee working on the Damaja.
Keep an eye on your wallet, too.
Don't worry, I got it in my jacket pocket.
Damaja making her way back a little bit. Jason Lee sees it coming. Of course, the Damaja not only has to worry about Jason Lee's Russian leg sweep, he's got to keep a little bit of an eye on the Hustler, Rip Rogers.
Well, that's right, Dad. Hustler, Rip Rogers at ringside, but Jason Lee has been put down by that Russian leg sweep. Excellent conversion by the Damaja. Can the Damaja continue the offense? Wait a minute. Damaja catches the boot. Goes behind for the atomic drop. Jason Lee, so acrobatic, drops behind, hits the ropes, ducks the clothesline. No, there's the Luthez press, and the Damaja's on a roll. Yeah, he's choking him, and he's bashed his head in the mat too, Fair.
The Damaja is cheating in his whole match. Briscoe needs to disqualify him.
I'll tell you, as a matter of fact, I think you ought to find a loophole in your birth certificate or your adoption papers, because maybe you don't want to be a part of this family. Damaja, the 22-year-old phenom of OVW, he's a former OVW champion. There's that Damaja splash, and you heard the smack of the flesh meat, and the bones crack as now Damaja sends his man across the ring. Going for the backdrop, telegraph to Jason Lee with a boot. Wait a minute, oh my God, a full hot shot right over the top. Right on that top rope and brain damage. Rip Rogers Damaja has his man Rogers going for the brain damage, but Jason Lee stops it. Now the Blondes working over the Damaja. This kid, I'll tell you what, he won't give up, but there's 2 against 1. Double clothesline. Double clothesline. And the Damaja has cleared the ring. Folks, our winner in our first contest, but now let's go to this footage from last week and see Jim Ross's huge announcement and the closing moments of the tag title match when the Demon went berserk. Take a look.